Millions of children in northern Nigeria are on the street begging for food, out of school and displaced. Yet a public official from the same region reportedly spent $5 million, over 7 billion naira on secondary school fee abroad for his 4 children. Meanwhile, some northerners take to social media to defend this out of sheer selfish interest. Common phenomenon where the northern elite, they rally around and support their fellow elite regardless of the consequences or the effect of the wrongdoing. That is the situation in the northern region, and that is why development is not visible, and that is why life is difficult, and the difficulty of life is what has been leading people into terrorism, banditry, and turning to jihadist activities for a means to feel glorified, for a means to feel complete, for a means to be ahead. Engineer Farouk Ahmed is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. His core job description as Chief Executive Engineer Farouk regulation of midstream and downstream petroleum sector, licensing and permit, pricing, tariff and market regulation, safety, technical and environmental compliance, consumer protection, policy implementation and advisory role, revenue collection and finance, institutional leadership. Now, let's look into Farouk issue with Dangote. Dangote accused Farouk of sabotaging the Nigerian economy by encouraging importation of refined petroleum products, which he said is against local refineries' investment and job creation in the industry. Allegation of undermining local refinery. He publicly accused the NMDPRA leadership, especially the CEO, Farouk Ahmed, of regulatory decisions that undermine Nigerian domestic refinery capacity, including that of Dangote refinery. He claims the regulator has allowed excessive import license for petroleum products, which in his view unnecessarily undermine the capacity and development of local refinery. Dangote has escalated the conflict by accusing the CEO of corruption and economic sabotage, questioning how a public officer could afford $5 million in foreign education expenses for his 4 children in secondary school. He has publicly called for an investigation and prosecution. This $5 million that Farouk was alleged to be using to pay for secondary school tuition for his 4 children, if converted to naira, is 7.2 billion naira. He claimed that the regulator has allowed excessive import license for petroleum products. So based on the allegation, many Nigerians support Dangote concerning this allegation against importation of refined petroleum products into Nigeria, since we are refining them. If we continue to encourage importation of oil into Nigeria, it will sabotage local investment in the industry, which will continue to export jobs into the industry abroad instead of creating jobs for our youth in Nigeria. Farouk first fired Dangote through policy. Farouk first fired Dangote through policy directives, and Dangote is already firing counter attack with escalation. Is President Tinubu with Dangote or Farouk? We will know, according to the case that is already put forward for the EFCC to look into, how a public official will be able to afford 7.2 billion naira for the school fees of his 4 children in secondary school abroad. Many northerners are struggling and suffering, sending their children out to beg for money because they do not have support needed by their elite, and their elite have been taking advantage of them to acquire wealth, while they refuse to turn them into school, into productivity, comfortable life, and sound health, but they amass wealth and leave their populace in total poverty. And many Nigerians are coming out to say The major problem of the northern part of the country is that the northern elite are not progressive. They are selfish and they focus on personal glory, personal wealth, personal development rather than developing their economy. They have been holding onto power for too long, and the manifestation of that power has not yielded any positive thing in that region because they have escalation of different vices, different form that is undermining development. And this is one of it. And some of these northerners are still coming out to support Farouk Ahmed that is paying that school fees from his salary. And we got to know that his salary divided to monthly will amount to 4 million naira and like 40 something million per year. Is still far away from the amount of 7.2 billion that is spent for his children's school fees. How is he able to maintain that lifestyle if not for corruption within the system? Let's see how the presidency will address it, and let's see the outcome of this particular situation when it's even taken to the legal action. How they will handle it, let's see. This is Nigeria for you. Are we going to escape politicians that continue to embezzle and take advantage of the position to embezzle and to be rich while the country continues to go downhill? Nobody knows.